Hello YouTube. This is my fourth video. The idea of this series of videos is to show you some of my custom jobs on Hot Wheels and Matchbox, and also to show you my progress as I've been customizing a Porsche 935. This is a brand new release from Hot Wheels based on a real Porsche 935 released in 2018, 19, I can't remember when, but there are only 77 of these produced. They cost upwards of $1 million, and they're based on 1970s Porsche 935s with a large back end, which was called a whale tail, leading to them to be nicknamed Moby Dick. I'm going to show you my Porsche 935 coming up. But I want to point out that I had invited Derek from Honest Diecast to a challenge to customize this particular car, just because we both really like Porsches. I'll point out he knows a lot more about them than I do. But he was interested in the challenge. I knew he had been looking forward to the casting being released. And he has presented his as well. And I'll include a link to his video below. So this is the original Porsche, Hot Wheels casting. And before I show you mine, like I said, I want to lead up to it a little bit, if you'll indulge me as I show off some of my other custom jobs. So the first one I want to give you guys is this BMW 2002. This is one of the cars that really got me interested in Hot Wheels again. I've been collecting since about, 5 years now. And I was finding cars like this and the Bluebird, the Datsun Bluebird 510, the Datsun Fairlady, stuff like that. This is just, wow, what a cool car. In fact, when I went to college, I had a friend who had one of these 2002s, and I just thought it was the greatest thing in the world. So what I did with this one is I give it a paint job, a wheel swap, and I created that wing at the back. Usually when I do a custom job, I am looking to alter the casting somehow. I usually intend to either grind into the metal of the casting to change something, or I intend to add something new out of putty. And the grinding in this case was to remove headlights and tail lights so that I could install these MV lenses. And the putty in this case was to create that tail at the back. I'm pretty pleased with this one. I have a hard time doing two-color paint jobs. This one really turned out well. The real problem with two-color paint jobs is if you mess them up, you have to strip the car. You have to get rid of all the paint that you threw on already. The problem with getting rid of paint is that it also gets rid of putty. So if I had made a mistake with this car, I would have had to remove that tail at the back also. I would have had to start all over again. So I kind of crossed my fingers and hope. But this one came out good. One of my first custom jobs. I'm pretty pleased with it. I'll show you one of my other very early custom jobs. Whoa. This is a Lancia Stratos. I love the Stratos. What a great car. How could you not love it? Especially when it was first raced in that, Alitalia livery. Was it green and red and white? What a fantastic car. This one is done up in black. It's a very simple job, paint job obviously. But it was intended to be a John Player special car. And indeed, somewhere in there it's got, I thought it had a John, well, no, it doesn't seem to have a John Player special JPS decal. But that was my intention anyway. So the gold streak on the side matches the wheels. My conversion in this case was to create that headlight pod unit at the front of it. You can see I also did what I think is a pretty good job painting the tail lights. And I love this car. I think I have almost every variation that Hot Wheels has released. Unfortunately, Hot Wheels loves to release this one in mystery packs, so I really have to hunt them down, and then I have a a car all by itself without any packaging. I don't know what to do with it. But what the heck, I'll keep customizing them, right? Another early custom job is this one, the 1960 Fiat 500. So this car has only been released in premium, if I understand correctly. I really did a lot to this car. I ground down the wheel wells so that I could fit bigger wheels under that. And I don't think I've ever really tried to fit large wheels. And it took a lot of work because this is originally released with very small wheels. I created the sunroof and the pullback bonnet over the sunroof. Obviously, I painted it. Again, it's one of those two-color paint jobs, which really require that you put some faith in, mysticism and God and stuff like that and hope it works out well. And I painted it pretty extensively. This has become one of my favorite custom jobs. I'm very pleased with this one. Moving on, and this, by the way, I'll point out, is becoming something of a European collection of cars. I guess I don't have too many custom jobs left to show you. I guess next time I'll show you my JDM stuff. But this is actually a Matchbox, obviously the Mini Cooper. I love this casting by Matchbox. I have to admit, Matchbox is kind of weird because I think their cars are more realistic than maybe they should be. They try to get completely accurate proportions on them. Whereas I have read that Hot Wheels, on the other hand, often is accentuating decals to make them look realistic. So this car is very narrow and very long. And the wheels end up being, if you were to look at the wheels and compare them to the width of the car, the wheels are incredibly large. But this is nevertheless a really fun custom job. I had a good time with it. I'll point out that Kevlar fiber front hood, that was a decal. I have a lot of this decal left. You'll see it coming up on the Porsche. It's really hard to work with. It doesn't mold very well. It doesn't fold very well. It doesn't stick very well. The fact that I was able to produce an entire hood out of it just amazes me, and I don't think I'd want to try it again. And indeed, I was thinking of doing it for the Porsche and just said, no, I remember that Matchbox, forget it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to point out also that because these are all European cars, I've been watching a lot of rally racing lately. These are all European cars. They tend to have a common theme, obviously. I'm going to call this the Euro Trash edition of my customs. But this is the last one in the Euro Trash edition. This is a fantastic car. This is the Renault 5 Turbo, made by Hot Wheels. Not enough of these have been made. I think this is another one that is only released in premium. I wish it'd come out in the main line. I wish it'd come out in more premium, but this is one of these fantastic cars. What did I do to this one? I put those MV lenses in the front. I painted the tail lights, of course. It's a wheel swap, a paint job, a lot of decals. And I think most importantly, I tried to get a sort of realistic headlight effect there, in which the idea is it's reflecting the sky overhead and the earth below. I don't know that I pulled it off. It's okay. But the other thing is that I made that rear wing racing box. And if you look this car up, again, the Renault 5 Turbo and Rally, you'll see that some of them had not just a wing, but just this entire box that surrounds the rear window. And I was going for that. I like the red paint job on this car, but I don't like that everything else is white. This ends up being a red and white car. I think I should have gone for something contrasting in the wheels. But I really don't like that. The roll cage, Hot Wheels roll cages are way too big, obviously, and probably would have been better off if I had just made my own or if I had ignored it. because it looks pretty unrealistic. But I can't wait till Hot Wheels until Mattel comes out with another version of this car. And that's all I have to show for my previous custom jobs, which means that it's time to show you the 935. This one's going to be hard to get here. Here we go. Ooh, I'm glad it didn't roll off. So there's the 935. If you look back at previous videos, you'll see that I did some body job on this. I added the arrow at the front. I added the whale tail at the back. This car is actually a tribute to old 1970s whale tails, so it seemed appropriate to produce my own. I also did a little bit of a body kit in that I widened the wheel wells a little bit. Thankfully, my video is not so good that you can see my imperfections very well. I had a really difficult time with that. What else? It's got extensive decals. I really want to praise Indicals here at indicals.com, INDYCALS.com. I love their decal sets. They always go on great. They show up great. They're really committed to customers and do a good job of satisfying us. What else? I think I've got monoblock wheels on the back there and Hot Wheels, arrow wheels on the front. And that's probably about all I can say about this. So I really appreciate that Derek was willing to take part in my challenge. I had a lot of fun with it. It was a good time to both be working on different versions of the same car, or rather to be working on the same car, obviously, but to come up with different versions of it. I hope people will be interested in doing it again sometime in the future. Like I said, it was a good time. I had a good time. I always seem to produce my best output when I feel like I am working in conjunction with someone else. I won't say competing with them, but certainly we both have a similar goal. And that's what happened here. I think this might be one of the best custom jobs I've ever done. And I have Derek from Honest Diecast to thank for it. Thank you. So that's it for me. I hope you'll be on the lookout for other videos in the future. And I'm a collector, I'm a hunter, I'm a customizer, not a scalper. All right, have a great new year. It's been a really somewhat distressing previous year, so I think we all deserve better, right? Bye-bye.